Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Once on one of our past podcasts, you had mentioned the stages beyond Nirvana. It was in the works of Shri Aurobindo. How deep have you gone into that subject?
No, let's talk generic.
Okay.
Let's talk generic. But yes, these are definitely there. There's no question about it. It's once you experience them, if somebody experiences them. But this is not for everybody.
Okay. Just so that the understanding is clear, when you're growing up in India and you're studying Sanatan Dharma or studying yoga or even studying Buddhism or Jainism, you're always taught from the Sattvic perspective that the goal of all our Indic religions is to reach the point of Nirvana or moksha. In my eyes, that is an exit ticket from the playground that we've been speaking about.
Right.
And this playground that we're in contains suffering even if you choose the life of a monk.
Right. Suffer you will have to. That's the given.
This is that exit ticket. This is basically the ticket that everyone is internally dying for but possibly even doesn't know yet. Fair?
Fair. Largely fair.
But there are possibly stages of evolution, like checkpoints beyond Nirvana.
Yes.
And that happens in higher realms, a more important playground.
And for very special souls.
Not for everyone.
No.
So for an average person who keeps meditating, keeps doing upasana over many lifetimes and actually earns that exit out.
So what is your goal? You want to exit, so that becomes your goal.
From Bhulok.
Or the general idea of Nirvana is complete cessation of your existence. Which means that not only the suffering goes, the joys will also go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ऐसा नहीं कि I won't have the suffering but I'll have the enjoyment. No. Enjoyment and suffering both come side by side. So you will finally be into, I don't know, whatever that zone is. So basically you're completely out of the system. So therefore these things which we identify as a human life, things like that, none of this will be there anymore.
That sounds nice.
Who knows? Maybe it's nice.
It's just indescribable in words.
Perhaps.
Because truly, what is joy also in the first?
And the descriptions are all will be more verbal than actually real, in my opinion. So there's a limitation of words. After some point, words are not sufficient. How can you describe something that you have not experienced? If you have never seen an apple, you can use 10-page essays and all, still can't describe it properly. Exactly what it is. How does it taste?
Neti, neti, neti.
नेति नेति तो यहाँ तक चलेगा, वो भी नहीं चलेगा. At that stage too, it is like beyond. But instead of exiting from there, how about you transform yourself through upasana and become like a reflection of the deity?
What do you think that truly means? What will happen to your reality? Like there's consciousness in your eyes and your mind looking at me. There's consciousness in me looking at you. You go down your path. You're a Kamakhya Devi upasak. I'm a Bhairav upasak. Suppose I advance. Suppose you advance. And eventually we both cross Nirvana. Eventually, hypothetically speaking, we both cross Nirvana. And then you're saying that you go even further and you become a reflection of the deity. What are you seeing from your consciousness? What am I seeing from my consciousness?
So first of all, when the idea is given that somebody has gone beyond even the state that is known as Nirvana, so that is cannot be done by your free will. Some higher power has to will that this particular soul has to experience this. So then only it is possible that they will enter into the absolute state of Nirvana and then may again come back into the human consciousness, but in a completely transformed manner. Okay, absolutely transformed. Now this transformation, and when I speak that somebody is going to become like a deity upasaka in the highest level, so your perspective will change and will become at a very high state. You will see the whole world as a reflection of the deity. But here there will be a difference. Suppose you are a Bhairava upasaka, you see the world as a reflection of the Bhairava consciousness. Somebody is a Krishna upasaka, will see the world as a reflection of Krishna's consciousness. And there will be differences in the two also. If there was no differences, everything would have been one. Obviously, there will be some slight differences. And that is dependent on the nature of the deity. So if you are a Shiva upasaka and you enter that state, so you will see that very formidable static nature of the consciousness that is there, that comes in, which for lack of better words we say the static self-realization, self with the capital S. So you will see that that is the substratum of whole world, everything's. That's one beautiful thing. Suppose you are a Ma Durga upasaka and you reach that state. So there is the iconography of Durga has that battle. So you will see that even from the smallest cell to the largest star, there's a friction going on. And it is through this friction everything has been created. And there is an Advaitam in that. There's a beauty in that. Every moment there's a friction going on. If you're a Krishna upasaka, you may see that everything is an expansion of a divine love. If you're a Kali upasaka, you may see that there is, deep down, there is a absolute, for lack of better words, tremendously powerful force that cannot be contained by anything. She is like that. But that is also the source from which everything is being born. So there is an individualistic state of expansion of the consciousness of that deity that you will experience. And as you go deeper into that, this is not a one-stop thing. As you go deeper, eventually manifesting within your body and mind and your life, you will have various attributes of the deity. That is the very high state. Those who become absolute siddhas of the devata, they may have around them always, the environment will change like that, according to the nature of the deity. Their words will become different. So they are effectively in the human form, but they're absolutely the deity.
There are people like that already.
I'm sure. Of course there are.
Perhaps not in the public eye.
No, they won't come in the public eye. No, that they won't. That is pretty certain they won't.
Is this point achievable in one lifetime through hard work?
Obviously not. If you're starting from zero, you can't go there in one lifetime.
How do you know that you're not starting from zero?
That is the question. So that you have to be very careful in. Suppose you already have an interest in these things and you're doing sadhana, etc. So then you can understand that perhaps you might have done these things in the past. And the rate in which you progress, signs you get and all that.
I'm saying this from a very objective, non-emotional perspective. Of course, I'm proud of being an Indian. I'm very blessed that I feel my soul was meant to be born as a Hindu and experience all these things. But maybe anyone that's born in a Hindu family and that too a religious Hindu family is perhaps already meant to be on this path or has done something in the past that has put them?
Not always.
Okay.
Not always. So there are two things. One is the religious family and one is a spiritually oriented religious family. There are two differences in the two.
Not just a blindly ritualistic.
So not blindly ritualistic, no. Rituals are important, but through the rituals you have to have that sense of adhyatma.
Transformation.
Yes, and you have to believe that there is a sense of. There are many good ritualists I know who have the sense of adhyatma, and then there are ritualists who are just blindly doing something like textbook copy paste and all that. They're not interested in anything more than that. Okay.
Do you think that the textbook copy paste thing also benefits you?
It benefits. It is creating something in a small manner. It helps. It's like that. So these things are there. It is like there was one very interesting incident in the life of in the I think the diaries of Shamacharan Lahiri, who was the Kriya Yoga founder. So there was one incident I had read where some Pandit in Varanasi, very scholarly man and all that, wanted to take Kriya initiation. And he had read a lot of scriptures. He used to come and then keep telling him this scripture means that and this writing is there and that paragraph means that. So he used to very enjoy explaining Sanskrit verses. And Lahiri Masha used to very calmly listen to all that. And a housewife who lived close by one day came and asked that I also want to take initiation. After a few days, a good tithi came and he told that housewife that you come with 5 fruits, and he gave her, I think, some money and said that day you come and give me this money. Okay, and give the initiation. To this gentleman, he didn't say anything. And people were like, Arey, you are not giving him Diksha, he's such a learned man and all that. No, Lahiri Mahasaya was a very elevated yogi. He is not ordinary. So he said that, he just calmly said that he has entered into this field for the first lifetime. First lifetime, what happens is you want to show off. I know so much. I know this scripture. I know this language, that language. She said this lady has been practicing for 3 lifetimes. The moment she starts Kriya, her experiences will just open up.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.